Good morning, friends. I'm bringing you my latest junk journal. It's Home and Health. I left the cover of the book the same. It's like an early 1900s book. I just loved the cover. Didn't want to do anything to it. It looks old, but it's in good shape. It has a 3-inch spine, hollow back. Headband of lace and a bottom band of lace. There's 4 signatures, 13 pages each for a total of 208 pages. Lots of lace on the top. It's almost 6 inches wide and I think it was around almost 9 inches tall. Seam binding bow on it. I loved the inside of the cover, the end pages, but they were pretty rough, so I ended up covering them. I reinforced the spine with some heavy-duty cardstock and fabric along the back. Fabric along the back edges so that the hinges are secured and reinforced. Okay, let's get started. This is so big, I've got to get through this. A lot of the digitals are my own and available on my Etsy store. TLC Creates Vintage, I believe, are some of the digitals like this one is. I've got a lot of sewing, some of my own digitals. This isn't on the shop yet, but it should be. Some washi tape. This is the patriotic washi tape that I just put up not too long ago. A lot of collaging. Ledger paper. This was fun. I found some old embroidery floss, and so I just put the little tube of the embroidery floss and just sewed it onto the side of the page there. Some more collaging. I did some, I can't think what the word is. Anyway, edge punching, and then I thought, well, let's just put a little embroidery floss through the holes of the punch. Nature page with the chipping sparrow, and then on this side is the slate covered or colored junco, and there's a little string of buttons there along with some fabric that's been sewn on. Some music pages, digital stamping, more digital stamping, dictionary page. This little image was in the scrapbook that I came across at an antique store. And so I scanned her and then I fussy cut around her, and so she's a tuck on this page. More of my digital stamping. This is, I think it's the Plum Creek Quilting digital stamp. There's a side tuck here with some tickets that are clamped on there. This came from TLC Creates Vintage. A little postcard with some journaling space on the back. This was part of my scrapbook find. So there's that, and with more journal space. I made some tags the other day of old map pages and put them on heavy cardstock, and then there's some journaling space behind. And this one's a just an insert with a tuck spot here, and then there's writing space on the back. This came from the scrapbook as well. More music pages, and the bottom side of the nature book page. There's a bookmark. This is for extra journaling space. It looks like a little envelope, and you open it up all the way, and it's a full-size page that you can journal on. Little lace on the outside, looks kind of like a little tab. Collaged this old postcard on. Some more edge punch. Martha Stewart's, I think, is what that one is. And this page has some seam binding, a seam binding tab, and there's a little safety pin with a hummingbird charm on it. Another little bird. And here's another tuck spot with a picture of a little lady with her bike. Another postcard for journal space. A receipt. And an old button envelope that I've decoupaged a pretty picture on. And there's a letter inside it. This came from a really, really old address book. The pages are pretty fragile, so I just collaged it on. Gives you a little extra space to journal. Another insert, and there's journaling space behind it. This came from, oh, it was a freebie that TLC creates vintage. It was a promotion that she gave for a couple days of sales, so she gave us some freebies, which was nice. Always like freebies. Rick-rack along the top there. Okay, and here's some more fabric that's been sewn onto this ledger paper. A pin with a little hand pointing charm. Little collaged. This was from some scrapbook paper. It's kind of got some shimmery glitter on it. I found some of this really cool paper at the antique store. It was on a roll, like you used to see in department stores where they would wrap up your purchases. And I just had to have, so she allowed me to buy 2 yards of this paper. I thought it would make great little envelopes and things like this. Got to get on with this. Another collage. Here's another safety pin with a pretty bauble fastened to the lace. And here's another embroidery floss tube that's been that's been sewn onto the side of the page. Another collage. This one comes from the nature book. It has insects, birds, and plants. Never-ending washi tape from my store. Little measuring tape that's been sewn onto the side of the page. Collage. Some more fabric. An old, oh gosh, it was probably back in the 70s and 80s. I think our local store had a promotion where so much, you got a stamp for every, what, $10 worth of product, and then you add them all up. It's kind of like S&H green stamps, but it went towards purchases at the store. Came across those stamps in my mom's old purse. Another postcard for journaling. This was in the scrapbook. And then there's a letter. It's a love letter, my dearest. Some more rickrack. Some play money, but I think it was store promotion. Hunky Dory, That Ain't Hay, 10,000 Smackers. This was a fun little piece of lace that I found in my mother-in-law's bits and pieces. She used to do a lot of collaging as well. And so I just made an opening, a little pocket to put this fun little card in that I found in the scrapbook. There must have been a promotion years ago from the Arm & Hammer brand company. This one happens to be a series of flowers, and this one was the salvia card. Some more fabric with a little safety pin. Another insert that has a pocket and holds some more journaling cards, and I think you can journal on the back side of this one. This was another find in the scrapbook. The scrapbook was from the late 1800s, and it had wonderful cards and advertising cards and everything in it. It's gorgeous. Another ledger paper. Here's another belly band, and it's for more journaling space. Full-size piece of paper. I made this insert into a corner tuck spot. There's a pocket in the front and a pocket in the back. And here's another one of those Arm & Hammer collector cards. This one is a rose of some sort. It has a name, Jack Minot Roses. There's a little collage from an Edith Holden page. And this came from the scrapbook as well, for some kind of perfume. Green stamps. Another pocket. This one came from the scrapbook. I get a kick out of this one. A Merry Christmas. This little gal is getting a floor cleaner, a sweeper for Christmas. We've all been there, haven't we? And that's a receipt and another. They can be used for writing extra notes. This has a little bird charm. It's black so you can't hardly see it. Another insert, and you can journal on the back of it. This also came from the scrapbook. This is an advertisement for the white sewing machines. More rickrack. Another bookmark. Here's another card. This one is some birds. They're robins from the Arm & Hammer company. And then on the back I have a big clip that holds an envelope made out of book page. Place to journal on the back, and you can open it up, and I think, yeah, there's some more space to journal. It's paper, and there's a little tag that comes out of this little holding spot here for extra journaling space. Be putting it up on my Etsy store soon, so have a look when it gets there. Have a good day, friends.